In a quiet village, there lived a monk who was loved not for miracles or bold words, but for the way he lived. He ate once a day, cooked for himself, and never accepted offerings. He didn't try to impress, yet his simplicity and patience drew people in. Disciples gathered around him, not because they were told to, but because his presence felt like a kind of peace they couldn't explain. One morning, a messenger arrived from a nearby village. They had requested the monk to visit and share his teachings. He agreed. When offered a horse for the journey, he declined. "We'll walk," he said. The next day, he and one of his disciples began the journey on foot, quietly moving through the dusty paths under the morning sun. By noon, the sun grew harsher and their hunger heavier. The disciple looked at the monk, unsure if they should stop and ask for food, but he knew the monk's way. He never asked, never took unless it came on its own. They continued walking. Then, from a small hut by the path, a poor old woman saw them. She recognized the monk and came out with trembling hands, carrying a bowl of fruit and a little rice. She said nothing, just smiled and bowed. The monk hesitated. "I don't take offerings," he said softly. The woman, still smiling, replied, "This is not an offering. This is love." The monk accepted. Unnoticed by them, a man across the road was watching. He had never liked the monk. He believed all this simplicity was for show, just another act to win people's admiration. And now, he thought, he had proof. As the monk and disciple prepared to leave, the man stepped forward. "So this is what simplicity looks like," he said. "You refuse gold and gifts, but you'll take food from someone who has almost nothing. Is this how you live, taking what makes you look good?" His words were sharp, loud, full of judgment. The disciple stepped forward, ready to defend the monk, but before he could speak, the monk gently placed a hand on his shoulder. "No," he said quietly. And they walked away, without another word. A while later, they rested under a tree. The disciple, still holding back his frustration, finally asked, "Why didn't you let me speak? He insulted you in front of everyone." He was wrong. The monk looked up at the leaves above them, letting the silence breathe between them. "I took the food," the monk said, "because it was given with love, and my body needed it. I didn't take his words, because they were given with anger, and I didn't need them." The disciple didn't say anything after that. But the answer stayed with him. The road ahead felt different, not because it had changed, but because he had. Just as we choose what enters our body, we must also choose what enters our mind. Wisdom is a quiet form of strength.